Audrey Hepburn, and I'm continuing from my previous interview. This is number 2. Right, so explaining this woman, and she just wanted to pull her hair out of her head, and everything frustrated her, everything irritated her. She couldn't place herself in her world anymore. Nothing wanted to work. Everything just seemed to go wrong, no matter which way she turned. And so what I did was I noticed that her entire expression was coming from those systems inside her. She's becoming irritated. Those thoughts were going in her head. Why me? What is going on? What is wrong? Why does this not want to work? Why is my children not wanting to hear me? Why is my relationship with my husband falling apart? Why is nothing going correctly in my work environment? Everything just seems to be going wrong. And I went, woman, these systems inside you are not who you are. You're going to have to do something about this. So what did I decide to do? If I just remove these systems from her, then what will happen again? She won't understand them, and she won't realize herself for the reason why she allowed herself to participate in such thoughts, emotions, and feelings of frustration and fed-upness and tiredness. So I said, okay, let me compound this. You require an absolute breakdown. Let's see what happens. And so I did. What I did was I stood inside her and I just compounded and compounded and compounded these frustrations, angers, irritations, becoming more and more fed up, becoming more and more tired, hopeless. And one day a person asked her just a few words. They just asked her, they looked at her in the eye and they said, "Are you all right?" And this was in the office. She had papers in her hand and she dropped the papers, she fell to her knees and she just cried. She just broke down completely. And as she cried, I brought these systems out. I removed them. As the tears rolled, and she just kind of gave in. She just said, "I'm not able to continue anymore like this." Those were the words. As she's crying, she said, "I'm not able to anymore. I can't anymore. I can't continue like this anymore." And I just pulled those systems out. I just pulled them out unconditionally inside her. I pulled them out. And this person that asked her this question just put her hand on her and she just cried. She didn't care about anyone around her. She just cried. And when she stopped, she breathed. She just breathed. She let everything go. Now I was in her. This was my Audrey Hepburn support. Dimensional support. This is how dimensional support works. And I was inside her, and I stood as her, and she just stopped. She breathed, and she was quiet. And you know what a surprising moment was when she was there and myself in her? She said, "I'm okay. I'm okay." That's what she realized. She realized that she's okay. She looked inside herself and said, "You know what? I'm fine. I'm actually all right." And she stood up. But that action of standing up was the actual standing up of herself within herself, as herself. She stood up. She breathed. She picked up her papers. She postured her physical body straight, direct, and she walked. And from that moment, she looked at her world a completely different way. She said, "Right, this is my situation at the office. This is the direction I'm required to give to put everything in place. This is at the moment what's happening at my house. this is what my children are actually asking for. Some more, spending more time with their mother. That's what they're doing through actually becoming more irritable. Is they're asking for not attention, just, Mom, hear me, I am here, is what she realized. And so she started spending more time with her children. Her husband, what did she realize there? What is going on with her husband? She's not allowing herself to communicate effectively with her husband. What is her relationship in her world? She's the starting point. She's the pillar in her world. If she crumbles, her world crumbles. And that's what she realized. Interesting. So just to give you an explanation of dimensional support. Now, what did I do from there? That strength that she realized as herself, that realization that she's actually all right, that she has the ability and the responsibility in her world, which she accepted, to give direction to her world. You know? She's not subject to external influences to influence her in terms of who she is in her world. And that's what I hold and stand as within herself. And so more realizations in her world will start coming and open up from there, because what opened up? She opened up. So human beings, that's where we are at, dimensional support at this moment. That is one example. Another example is where we're actually stopping thoughts. We're stopping unnecessary thoughts to generate unnecessary emotions and feelings inside you. Eventually, your mind will get tired of popping that thought up and generating that thought the whole time, and just let the thought go and have expressions of yourself come forth. Because human beings are scared of not thinking. They think that when I don't think, I'll die. Not true. When you stop and hold thinking, you know what comes forth is your self-expression in the moment. But why do human beings seem to fear that? Because they fear expression in the moment. Why do you fear expression in the moment? Because you're used to thoughts telling you exactly how to express yourself. You know, in this situation, this is how I must be. In this situation, this is how I must act. In this situation, this is how I must feel and become and present myself. I'll continue in my third interview next. Thank you very much.